Let me show you how to build an architecture project display with the use of filtering and sorting datasets to display only the content that you need from your collection. Let's break it down. First, I've already set up 2 sections, so let's add in a third one where I'll display the projects this company has already completed. Then let's add in a collection on the right, create collection, and start from scratch. This default layout is good for the architecture projects, but we'll add in one more field of text and name it to be the project tag. Then we can go ahead and populate our rows with some architecture content, and each will have a specific tag of desert, eco, or ultra, which will make sense in a moment here. Lastly, come into more actions, add dynamic page and item page. The nice thing about doing things like this is you can now do it with really large collections, since the CMS now supports up to 10 million items. Now that we have our content in, let's start designing. I'll duplicate the text from above, which is Helvetica, for a heading of featured projects. Then let's add in a repeater and expand and position it like so. I'll add in an image, some text for a heading, also Helvetica, and some body text as well. I'll also add in a button which we can remove the background and border on and change the icon color. Then finally, I'll add in a container with some padding and text to it and set the width to be max content and height down here to auto. Lastly, I'll go ahead and remove the background for these repeater items. With that all set, let's connect our data up. Selecting our image first, come into the CMS Connections tab and select our featured projects dataset. Then the image source will connect to our image, same idea for title, but this time it'll connect to title, and text will connect to the description. I'll do this for the button to the dynamic pages we set up, and the project chip type as well. That's the main page all set up, so now let's start designing our dynamic page to display specific project information. I'll go ahead and switch over to our dynamic page, and then let's update our header to fade out on the next section, and I'll delete a few of the elements at the bottom that we really don't need. Then I'll consolidate everything into one cell and set the section height to be 1900 pixels. I can then set padding of 20 pixels on the item, and we can stretch the image to be full width and add rounded corners. Change the heading text from white to black, and then we can swap out this text for our description text. Finally, I'll add in the chip from the homepage that we made, and then selecting the text, we can connect it to our project tag, which will update based on the project that we're viewing. Finally, let's add in some related projects down at the bottom that will have the same tag as the project that we're currently viewing. To do this, first I'll paste in our repeater from the homepage and change the text to related projects. Now, importantly, don't select featured projects item. Instead, add a dataset and select the featured project dataset. Then, just like before, go ahead and connect our image, title, description, project tag, and dynamic page link. With all of that set up, here's where the magic really happens. In dataset settings, add a filter with a field of project tags and set that to a dataset of featured projects where the field is also project tags. And by adding that, we go from the 9 items to just the 5 that are tagged as desert in this case. So now every time we enter a dynamic page, we're only getting the items at the bottom that are relevant to the current project type. And that is everything you'll need. If you want to see more of these, check out another tutorial.